Hello everyone and welcome to our grammar session on English tenses. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important tenses in English grammar. It is the first tense, the most beginning tense for many students, and many students study it this tense in other places, and today we're going to clarify about it a little bit. But remember, this is the most important tense. Why is this tense so important? This tense is important because it has a lot of usage. It is used in many ways in our daily life, in our real life. We use it all the time. And this tense is not any other tense except simple present tense. و این tense یا این زمان کدام tense یا کدام زمان دیگه نیست بجز از زمان حال ساده و یکی از مهمترین زمانها زمان انگلیسی است و ما باید بدونیم که در کجا چگونه و چی رقم این tense باید استفاده بکنیم. So let's come to simple present tense. Simple present tense. We call it زمان حال ساده. So, firstly, we have to understand the concept of simple present tense. What is the concept? What is the meaning of simple present tense? Simple present tense, according to the meaning, according to the concept, is used to show the actions, they were true in the past or true in present and will be true in the future as well. For such an action, we use simple present tense. We use it for actions or situation. The actions or situations that were true in the past or true in present and will be true in the future. So there are some usage of simple present. On the board I have written some information and I will explain each and everything one by one to clarify each and everything about simple present tense. Good. So come to first usage of simple present tense. Simple present tense shows permanent situation, or you can say permanent actions as well. The simple present tense shows permanent situation, permanent actions. Those actions, they were happening in the past, they are happening now, and they will be happening in the future as well. For those kind of situation, for those permanent situation, they were true in the past or true in present and will be true in the future. For such a kind of action or for such a kind of situation, we use simple present tense. If I say some of the sentences, such as sentence number 1, my brother works in the hospital. He is a doctor, he works in the hospital. He is not working only for 1 day, not for 2 days, not for 3 days. It's a situation, it's a state which is permanent, and my brother works permanently in the hospital because he's a doctor. Sentence number 2, he plays football in national team of Afghanistan. The guy we are talking about, the one we are talking about, is a footballist and he's a football player. So he plays football in the national team of Afghanistan, not for 1 day, not for 2 days, not for 3 days. So he plays football in the national team of Afghanistan for a permanent time. So the first concept of simple present, we use simple present for the permanent situations or permanent actions, which you understood. The second one, the second usage of simple present is about facts. Facts are always presented, or in Dari we say حقایق. Facts are always presented by simple present tense. حقایق همیشه با simple present tense چی میشه؟ بیان میشه. So here I have two sentences. Smoking causes cancer. سیگرت کشیدن سیگرت سبب سرطان میشه. It's a fact. We can present it by simple present tense. Sentence number 2. Flowers need sunlight and water to grow. Flowers need sunlight. Without sunlight, without water, the flowers cannot grow. It's clear for everyone. I know that, you know that. And that's why it's a fact. It's a fact. So flowers need sunlight and water. This structure is the structure of simple present, and it's a fact. The facts are always presented by simple present tense. So the next is about daily routines. Daily routines are all the time expressed by simple present tense. فعالیت‌های روزمره همیشه با زمان حال ساده بیان میشه. The first example, they eat breakfast at 7 in the morning. They eat breakfast at 7 in the morning. It's a daily routine. I come to Afghanistan English campus at 7 a.m. Students join the classes at 9 a.m. So daily routines are all the time presented by simple present tense. عملای عادتی یا عملای روزمره ما همیشه با simple present tense چی میشه؟ بیان میشه. اگر هدف ما باشه که ما یک فعالیت روزمره خود نشان بدیم که روزمره چی کار انجام میدیم، we use simple present tense. Wish you understood. The next one, the next concept or usage of simple present tense is about schedules. Schedules in the future. Of course, when we schedule something, we do it in the future. So for presenting or expressing our schedule, we use also simple present tense. Our class starts on 1st of Jawza. Our class starts on 1st of Jawza. It's a date. 1st of Jawza is a date. So on that day, our class starts. It's a schedule. The schedule is on 1st of Jawza, and we use simple present to show a schedule. Sentence number 2. She travels to Mazar next week. It's a future action. The plan, the schedule is in the future, but still we use simple present tense because it's a usage of simple present tense. Simple present tense is used for schedules in the future. She travels to Mazar next week. It's a correct sentence. It doesn't have any problem. You can use simple present tense for schedules. Hope it's clear. And the next usage of simple present is about frequent actions. We use it for frequent actions. And remember, in the parts of speech, we have something about adverb. And a type of adverb is called adverb of frequency. Adverb of frequency is always used to show the repetition of actions. For the repeated actions, we use adverbs of frequency. And here, with the simple present we use adverbs of frequency to show the repetition of actions. Adverb of frequency and simple present tense are connected to each other. Most of the time the adverbs of frequencies are used with the simple present tense. Then they are connected to each other because adverbs of frequency show repetition of action and simple present tense also show frequent actions. So that's why we can use adverbs of frequency most of the time with simple present tense. Here I have two sentences. You can look at the sentences. The sentence number 1. My family goes to picnic once in a month. Once in a month, it's an adverb of frequency, and you can call it a definite adverb of frequency. Once in a month is a definite adverb of frequency. So it shows the repetition of the action. Each month, once we go to picnic, or my family goes to picnic. It's a repetition of action. So the simple present tense shows the repetition of action. Second sentence, they usually visit each other on Friday. They usually visit each other on Friday. They visit each other. How often do they visit? How much is the repetition of the action? So usually in Dari we say ma'mulan. So it's a repetition of the action. Ma'mulan, it's an indefinite adverb of frequency, but still it shows the repetition of the action. So they usually visit each other on Friday. It's a repeated action. Look, in all these usages about permanent situation, facts, daily routines, schedules, frequent actions. So we use simple present tense, or simple you can say. Simple present tense is used to show an action which was true in the past, is true in present, and will be true in the future. Hope it's clear, and I hope you understood this concept of simple present tense. So about adverbs of frequency for frequent actions, there is a rate or level we say. We can use the adverbs of frequency. So how much is the repetition, or how often the action happens. For showing the exact repetition, there are specific words, such as it starts from 0%. 0% is shown by never. If you do something with 0%, you can use never. If you do something 10 to 20%, you can use rarely. So 10 to 20% repetition of the action, you can use rarely. And there we say nadratan. And for 50%, if something happens on and off, so you can use sometimes. Sometimes is used for the actions on and off. It means you do it for one day, then you miss it for the next day, and you do it for the day after, and you miss it the day after that. So the same way for the on and off actions, you can use sometimes. Often is used shows 70%. If something happens more than 50, you can use often. And usually is close to 100%. It means it shows 90%. If something happens more than like not always but almost always, you can use usually. And always, of course, it shows 100%. If the repetition of the action is not missing at any point or any day, so you can use always for that action. Hope it's clear and hope you understood about frequent actions with simple present tense, and you will have a lecture about adverbs of frequency in details in the next sessions, inshallah. All right, so we talked about concept of simple present, the timeline of simple present, and the usage of simple present. Now we are coming to structure of simple present, how to form simple present tense. Here I have written 3 structures to make it more clear to you guys to understand it. The first structure is with action verbs, the second structure is with to be verbs, the third structure is with adverb of frequency. You can have the structure with action verb, subject plus verb plus complement. The auxiliary verb in this structure is do and does. فعل کمکی ما در structure do and does میشه. Do and does in the beginning plus subject plus verb plus complement. So the do and does depends to the subject. Do and does ما وابسته به subject است. اگر subject ما جمع باشه ما کلمه do استفاده میکنیم. اگر subject ما مفرد باشه ما کلمه does استفاده میکنیم. در شکل منفی که تبدیل میکنیم. Subject plus do or does plus not plus verb plus complement. منفی که تبدیل میکنیم بعد از do does هر کدامش که بود not اضافه میکنیم جمله منفی میشه. Structure with to be verbs. Subject plus SMR plus complement. Subject در شروع جمله و در simple present tense همیشه در زمان حال ما SMR استفاده میکنیم و شکل سوال هم که میسازیم امی SMR سر جمله با subject باز complement سوال میشه. منفی هم که میسازیم subject plus SMR plus not plus complement جمله به منفی تبدیل میشه. همراه با adverb of frequency. وقتی که ما adverb of frequency را مثل never, rarely, often, sometimes, usually, always این کلمات رو داشته باشیم در کدام قسمت جمله خود با simple present tense adverb of frequency را استفاده کنیم. خب در این صورت ما subject را می داشته باشیم، باز adverb of frequency را می داشته باشیم، باز verb باز complement و این سوال منفی هم تبدیل میکنیم. باز هم do and does فعل کمکی ماست. To make it question, do and does comes in the beginning. Remember, do and does depends to the subject. Do does ما وابسته به subject است. اگر subject جمع باشه do، اگر subject مفرد باشه does. Do and does plus subject plus adverb of frequency plus verb plus complement. To make it negative, subject plus don't or doesn't plus adverb of frequency plus verb plus complement. Don't and doesn't is the shortcut form, the contraction form of do not and does not. شکل don't doesn't شکل اختصار شده do not و does not است. Wish you understood the structure, and I want you to make sentences. Of course, you have to make sentences for the first, second, and third structures to understand it better and use it in your daily life correctly. Come to the next part. The next part is about adding SES, IES. What kind of words take SES, IES? چی نوع کلمات میتونه SES, IES بگیره؟ دو نوع کلمات میتونه بگیره. Two types of words take SES, IES. The first one is noun, the second one is verb. یکی اسم ها میتونه SES, IES بگیره، یکی فعل ها میتونه SES, IES بگیره. ولی برعکس یکی دیگه عمل میکنن. They work against each other or opposite of each other. So when a noun is singular and we pluralize it, we add SES, IES. وقتی که یک اسم مفرد باشه و ما او را جمع بسازیم SES, IES میگیره. Such as marker, markers. جمع که میسازیم S میگیره. And when we singularize a verb, it takes SES, IES. و با فعل که میاییم وقتی که فعل مفرد بسازیم SES, IES میگیره. Such as speak, plural, speaks, singular. So, the verbs take SES IES at the end, then it must have some rules to understand. وقتی که میگیم که فعل در آخر خود میتونه SES IES بگیره، پس باید یکم قانونا داشته باشه که در کدام فعل ها S، کدام فعل ها ES، کدام فعل ها IES. Rules of adding SES IES. قوانین اضافه کردن SES IES. Verbs ending in double S, SH, X, CH, O at ES. در صورتی که یک فعل با اینی حروف خاتمه بیافته، ما چی علاوه میکنیم؟ ES علاوه میکنیم. Such as the example pass. It's double S, we say passes, passes. Wash, washes, washes. Fix, fixes, fixes. Watch, watches, watches. Go, goes, go, goes. For this kind of words which they end with double S, SH, X, CHO, we add ES. The second rule, verbs ending in consonant plus Y add IES. فعلایی که با حرف آخرش Y باشه و قبل از Y هم consonant داشته باشیم. Those verbs which they have Y at the end and before Y we have consonant, we have to add IES. Such as cry, cry, at the end we have Y. Before Y we have R. So we say cry, cries, cries. Fly, flies. And then we have Y. Before Y we have L. L is consonant. So fly, flies. Try, tries. Steady, steadies. If a verb ends with I, before Y we have consonant, then we remove the Y and add IES. And there is a second one, even if it's before Y, if we have a vowel. So in this sentence, then we have Y, before Y we have, in this word, then we have Y, before Y we have A. So A is a vowel. So when we have vowel before Y, we do not need to remove the Y. We only add S. Play, plays. Okay, hope you understood this one. And in general, add S. For the rest of the words, for the rest of the verbs, you can add only S. Help, helps. Speak, speaks. Clean, cleans. Write, writes. This was also the rules of adding SES, IES. So now we are coming to an end, and this is the end of the video. We talked about the concept of simple present, the usage of simple present, the structure of simple present with singular verbs, and also rules of adding SES, IES. Wish you guys understood the lesson, wish you enjoyed the lesson, and talk to you next time. Wish you a best of luck. Have a good time.